My echoes aren't echoing. I went to some remote village in the Middle East as I went searching for an ancient religious manuscript which was written over 1,000 years ago. I did not find such manuscript, and as my journey seemed like a wasted effort, I couldn't help but notice how the people behaved in this village. They are punishing a man for being lonely, and every day they shout abuse at this man for being lonely. Being lonely in this village is looked down upon. The man who gets looked down upon for being lonely tries to make friends but gets rejected. Then, someone in this village tells me that he has something interesting to show me. As I followed the gentleman who was going to show me something interesting, I observed the lonely man weeping and crying out loud. I wish I could get bullied for being rich. I wish I could get bullied for being good-looking, and I wish I could get bullied for being a genius. Instead, I get bullied for being lonely. The nice gentleman who was helping me make sure that my journey isn't wasted by showing me something interesting, he took me to some cave. It was really echoey, and I couldn't see how special this cave was. The man kept shouting inside the cave, and there was an echo. But it took time for me to really see why this cave was different. When I shouted out a word inside this cave, I expected the same word to be echoed, but a completely different word had echoed throughout the cave. This completely weirded me out, and I kept on shouting words and sentences, but the echo had echoed out something completely different. This was amazing and terrifying at the same time. Echoes are supposed to be mirrors for the voice, but the words I shouted out weren't the ones that were being echoed throughout the cave. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next morning, I could hear laughing inside the cave, and as I went to check what was going on, I froze in fear. The lonely man was being tortured by the villagers, but his screams were being echoed as laughter. His cries in pain were being echoed as happiness and wanting more. When I shouted at the villagers to stop, the word stop didn't echo throughout the cave, but rather, keep going, had echoed throughout the cave. That is not what came from my mouth. I had to leave that village with only questions and shame.